Hello, we're live. That's wonderful that we're live because I'm late. A whole bunch of stuff has happened. Um, I don't even know what to get into. We're not doing Baldur's Gate today because I'm running late. I still plan to stream the full hour unless something happens. I might get a phone call that I have to answer. I'll have to mute myself at that point. There is stuff going on today for me. Family-wise, my grandfather's currently in the hospital. As far as we're aware, it's nothing like life-threatening, but it's. I don't want to go into what it is because it's a little gross. But as far as we're aware, they're still running tests. As far as we're aware, everything's going to be okay. So I'm not going to make a big deal of that right now. But it's part of the reason I'm late. I if it would have been worse, I obviously wouldn't be streaming. I would be there or as close to there as I could be. But I certainly would have been like, no, this is not the time for this. There are more important things. But right now, that's okay. Secondly, and I kind of tweeted about this, and this is also not a current like rush thing, but it's just something that's going on. Also, the reason I might have to mute myself is to take a phone call if anything happens with my grandfather. They'll probably call me. They don't want multiple people in because hospital and the current situations that have been going on for a while. Very restrictive who can go in, so that's the only reason I'm not there now at this point. But yes, the second thing going on right now that's kind of a big deal to me. It is less of a big deal than like a medical issue going on there. That's why it is second in this list. I don't want anyone to think that I'm comparing these two things. It is not a comparison thing. It's just two things going on that have taken a lot of my attention. I've been informed, and I tweeted about this. I think I said that, and then I kind of doubled back on myself because I want to emphasize things because some people are like, "Oh, you put this on this." That's a whole thing. I'm not going through that. This is not a rant on that. I'm just explaining what in the world's going on. And then we're getting into some Buggos, and Baldur's Gate will come tomorrow if things settle down, which I hope they do. And just where I'm running late, I didn't want to start it and then be like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to cut Baldur's Gate early today. I don't care about cutting Buggos early. I'm literally cutting into Buggo time just to do this rambling speech and back up on myself so many times that I shouldn't be doing. But it's unfortunately the anxiety's a little kicking in, and I'm like, I don't want to have anyone think that I'm saying something I'm not. But to get to the point, and I tweeted about this, I was informed today that at my workplace, our store manager has put forward a ticket into the system, which has to be approved by upper management, so it might not go anywhere. But ever since they came to our store, we're just a small store. They came from a big store in a big city, and they're like, oh, well, in my place, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's been like, well, we don't have these resources. We're just a small store. But at the same time, then they think, oh, you're a small store, so you don't need this. Well, we've always had this, and we kind of need that. Now you're a small store. It's like the complete disconnect. They want to treat us like a big store, and if we don't want them to treat us like a big store, they treat us like we don't have a store, basically. But long story short, because I can ramble off on that, and I shouldn't, I've been informed that a ticket has been put in to basically eliminate the entire work area that I am in. So that would be my job gone, as well as my coworker's job. We currently, there is only two of us. We have like coverage and stuff outside of us, but we're like the only actual workers there. I started, there was like 5 of us. Now there's 2, because over the years, it's just like the store doesn't make the money to have multiple people there, and it's reasonable enough. But we've been running and running and running, and we do good business, especially like over the summer and the holidays, blah blah blah, as you'd expect. But yeah, they basically put in to eliminate our jobs. So I may have an issue at some point. I just want that going out there, and that if I'm a little distracted by work stuff, that is probably why. I've gone for like 5 minutes. I shouldn't do that. So I'm just gonna rein it back in. I just thought I should keep people a little up to date, because if you're watching me, at this point, you probably care to some point, and I thank you for that. Because I know once I start watching people for a while, I'm like, I actually do care about you. I don't know really how to show it, and there's probably no way for me to show it, and that wouldn't be weird. So that's fine. Which one of these is the easy one? It'd be the high-tech human city. I'm also eating salad right now. I didn't have time to really do anything for food. So I got a summer rotini salad. So I apologize for the sounds of me eating. I won't say it's been a while, because I'm sure it's slipped through a few times, but I try not to do it if I possibly can help it. Which I haven't really been able. It hasn't been a thing that I'm like, I can manage not to do this. I don't know their range. Attack range 9, so that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll just build a wall here. I'm gonna build one there just to see if they get shot at. If they do, I'll cancel it. Okay, they do. The wall's getting attacked. That's fine. I sincerely don't care enough. I would delete that if I could delete it. Can I delete it? I don't know if they deleted it or if I deleted it. I deleted it. I can delete my own structures. That's actually useful to know. I don't really see a time where I'll be doing that, but it's useful to know about. Okay. I'm just gonna center myself. Stuff my face full of some salad. Oh, and if anyone was wondering what the weather was last night, when I actually managed to get to the end of the stream, which was good. But then I was like, abrupt end, because it's, well, A, I kind of hit the point where I did need to end, but also B, it just was lightning, thunder, and yada yada. Just the usual kind of storm that you'd expect. It wasn't like anything insane. It honestly wasn't much for that either. I'm just the very protective type of what I got right now. Probably even more so now that I'm not 100% sure how long I'll have a job. There's a chance they'll give me another position in the store, but the last I'm continuing my talk. I said I was going to stop. I'm sorry. Anyone that listens to this, I'm sorry. Again, you probably care if you're listening this deep into the series, or maybe you just randomly step in and you're like, what's this? Not the best first impression. And it's not. No, it's not. Because there's a thing that's too much sharing. Which is not something I'm trying to do, but also I want to be open about stuff, you know? Speaking of, I have to answer the phone. I will. Okay, that was a waste of my time. That was someone. I won't even say. Okay, we're back to it. So, we need everything else. We don't need builders at this point. So I'll make these, let them build those. That'll thin their ranks a little bit. I could also put forward the spore launchers to have a second line. Non-stop action. I know, this is probably a quieter, slower stream than I usually do. Also a little too much overshare. See, I don't... Once I start talking, I find it hard to stop. Which is one of the reasons why I don't talk a lot outside of streaming and with certain friends. I just quiet myself up because no one needs to listen to... I mean, some people like to. And for all I know, maybe people want to hear about what's going on. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't think in a stream of Buggos, though, is where you expect, like, this dump of, my feelings. Well, let's face it, Buggos is probably one of the best times to just spit forth all your feelings and let things happen. Because all it is us sitting here watching bugs destroy everything they possibly can. I didn't know the flamers could shoot through the walls. It makes sense. Just, I personally didn't know they did that. Let's see if I can advance my front line a little bit. I'll be honest, the fact that they're breaking over in there does not fill me with hope at all. Because then those tanks will come rolling through. I mean, there's tanks here. And they're going to come rolling through. But it's a very different measure to have one direction versus two directions of tanks, you know? Oh my. Let's see. So, it's not that bad of a line holding. And we're starting to get things built up. Tank is rolling in. The tanks are dead. If I pump the swarmers in here, that's probably good. I don't think this is terrible. I also don't think this is the best, but I don't think it's terrible. Yeah. See if I can't keep advancing the front line a little bit. I don't know if anyone cares. But I'm thinking of adding another game to the rotation. And it's gonna be Heroes Hour, I believe the name was. I played it a little bit. I literally like maybe at most half hour at most. And it was a little bit back, but I've just realized that I don't have anything else to put in the rotation. I like to have a rotation of games. Now, that plan might change if this is a decent-sized if. It's not a big if, it's a decent-sized if. If Keeper RL has gotten some more updates, because I might want to get back to that, because I really love that. I'm still also keeping an eye on Soul Ash to see if that gets any updates. Because I want to play that more. Because I certainly am not great at it, but I very much enjoy it. I'll probably remove the mods unless there's some good new mods. I'll probably just go like vanilla. I may play like a round or two of the mushroom guy. But that's just my like initial thoughts on Soul Ash. Keeper RL, I want to see what mods there are. But I'll definitely like play vanilla first because I want to see all the new updates and everything, you know? Because I'm really interested in the mounts. I don't know how they would make that work. But I want that. I want. There's a lot I want to do. Like if I can get a new PC before, which now I'm gonna have to watch my money probably if I do lose the job and I don't get. Oh, I didn't think that. And I wouldn't get what I was going to put towards. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If I can get a new PC before that comes out, maybe. Mind you, the way I'd get that, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have time to stream stuff. That's the phone. Give me 1 second. Okay, that one was actually important. That was me being informed that about my grandfather. The situation has not changed much. There's talk of him being allowed to come home, but only under a certain condition, which has not happened. Again, it'd be gross to discuss it, so I'm just not going to discuss it. Buggos are a bit of stalemate right now. I'm gonna turn on the attack damage. So, situation has not improved, but it's not gotten worse. They're gonna let me know if anything else changes, which may or may not happen during the stream. Like, I don't know. But from the sounds of it, as long as one thing happens, which is, again, something I will not discuss, but as long as the one thing happens, he'll be able to come home, and he should be fine at that point. Because of what it is. But there's also the chance that he'll have to go back if it starts to flare up again, which... You know, that's better than where we were sitting before this. Trust me, the past couple days have been a little bit of a nightmare in that regard. I was only trying to let so much of that out, too. Which is why I haven't brought up anything going on before now. But it's only been like the past 4 days. Well, I say only, that was too long. I'm not used to being the one answering phones. I will be fully honest. But this is important, so... You know... At least stuff is settling. I still have other concerns, but none as pressing as that. I'm fine with it interrupting the stream. A lot of people don't watch Buggos, from what I've seen. Every so often there might be 3 or 4, yeah. And I appreciate it. And I understand why the ones that don't watch it, you know, don't watch it. It's not the most engaging of things. If I was on the other side of this, it would probably be a little more something for most people. And by the other side of this, I mean if I were the humans, because people relate to the humans more than they do bugs. That's okay. I am not going to win this. Which is also okay. I can just tell you that I can't see a world in which this is my victory. I really can't. So they're gonna destroy you. That's just obvious. But maybe it's not so obvious. Maybe it's not so obvious. I thought that the spawner was going to be gone. That puts the Buggos on the front lines faster. That might change things, you know. Because before they were just kind of trickling in. Hold on a second. This might be a victory. If I can put everything ahead. I think if this wouldn't have gotten broken, if this central area would have been ignored, I could have came down and crushed them. But because that opened up, this isn't gonna be anywhere near as easy as it could have been. Which is... I don't know. It's a problem. See, this will never work. But if it does work... if this works by some insane fluke, I will be pleased. Because it changes the battlefield. And it makes the builders more combative in a way. In a way. Yeah, because now we're literally pushing forward because of this random array of spore launchers. Like, that changes the landscape of the battle. And it does. Whether or not it's for the better is a question. But it's certainly making a difference. I'm gaining ground. I think I need to focus on swarm size. For the next couple of updates. Upgrades, not updates. Why did you guys have to... Oh, there's nothing up there for me to care about. Never mind. So basically, if I conquer this area, I win. That's what I'm seeing here. That's literally what I'm seeing right now. That this strategy is pushing me to a victory. Not the most solid of victories, but a victory. See, at this point, we have everything. Once that spawner's gone, it's done. There's no fighting the tide of Buggos at that point. Like, they can try, but if they can't spawn anymore, that's it. These things can shoot how far? Attack range 9. How far can mine shoot? 6.5. That's not that great, honestly. Alright. Victory's at hand. The last of the holdouts of the humans shall be conquered. Alright. Just march north. That's all it's left. Like, this is legitimately the end of this battle. $6,696. Not the best, but also not the worst. Didn't I have like over 10,000 for one of them? Alright, so that was 6, so we're 7. Ah, they got the Tesla towers. But they also only have one spawn point. Alright. We're gonna go to just you guys. We're gonna keep y'all here. Build a wall. We're gonna put the spore launchers on the other side of it. Because eventually you're all going to start walking down here to your deaths. Like you. I'm pretty sure you're coming my way. And every time they do that, it just triggers an attack by everything else. Which is so stupid. It's not my fault that they're stupid. I'm not saying the game's stupid for it. I'm saying that the human enemies are stupid. That their civilians are usually the ones that just wander into my base and start everything off. Oh, well, never mind. Tanks are coming down. 3 tanks are coming down. Along with everyone else in their forces. Oh, jeez. Now, what is it? Now it's... Okay, I gotta take another call. That was actually my mother checking in on what was going on. And I am the only one who can answer the phones, so that's fine. I know, I'm basically play a little mute. I laugh, but I'm concerned too. Everyone's concerned. Because it does come down to a point of, even if what we're waiting to happen happens, doesn't necessarily mean it solves anything, which is where the biggest concern is right now. But all hopeful, and yeah. Maybe I should have just canceled the stream tonight, honestly. I knew I'd be I'd be answering the phone. But it's important I do. I was kind of hoping streaming would take my mind off things, but really doesn't. So we're going to make one good go at this. Whether I succeed or fail. Well, whether I succeed or fail, this will be the end. Like, I'm willing to ride it out to the time that I would normally quit if there is no success or failure, but I'm not doing another map tonight. And I try to safe my way through the entire salad. Normally I have it in 2 sittings, not one. Well, 2 different days, I should say. Not just gulp the whole thing down in one go. Ugh. But I'm gonna turn this. I'm kicking back in my chair a little bit. Because I ate a little too much, and I shouldn't have. And I know better. And I do know better. But hey. I think I can forgive myself this transgression. And it was just salad. I shouldn't get myself in that mindset, though. Of, oh, it's just a salad, that's okay. Next thing you know, it'll be, oh, I just had one of those. And, oh, you know, I had that salad, it should be fine. If I, no. Normally I have a little evening snack of just some rice cakes. Nothing big. But I don't think I'm doing that this evening. And the fact that I said think really points to my mindset. Oh. Yeah, I had too much. Too much salad. No, if I can get into these 2 here, that's a victory. Like, legitimately a victory if I can get into those spawns. The big thing being, can I do that or not? But But, you know, we're not making bad progress. This is going better than I thought it would. I glanced down to make sure I wasn't muted. I'm not. I mean, obviously you know I'm not, but was I muted for that last conversation? I think I was. It's fine, it was just my mother. I was kind of hoping it was more information. Not my mother. Mother. She's just not who I want to see right... Well, who I want to speak to right now. Not when there are more pressing concerns. When there are less pressing concerns, certainly. But, yeah. We're getting closer. I mean, I'll have to destroy this, but this I've been ignoring, because whatever. All this is the concern. I should boost attack damage, really. Seek and destroy, Buggos. Seek and destroy. This is our time to rise. This is our time to rise. Alright, they're starting to make the counteroffensive. There's more room for them to maneuver now. My nose is a little stuffy. I think that's from last night. I got caught out in the downpour. And my nose is one of the first things whenever I get sick that starts going. Or I could just be stuffy. I'm hoping for that one. I don't want to be sick again. I haven't been sick for... I mean, not counting kidney stones. We don't count that as sick. That's just a situation. I don't think I've been, like, sick for a while. So it wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing ever to... you know, be sick. I don't want it, but, you know, it's been a while. So it's not like when I was younger, when I was sick like every month or sometimes every week. But at least monthly, I was always like sick. I hated that. But I've been getting healthier to some degree, and unhealthy to some other degrees. And I presume the healthier part is what's helping me, not the unhealthy part. Could you imagine? Ah, yes, you're better because you're less healthy. That's when you know it's not the right doctor. This tank is a problem. Luckily, I wasn't using that hive anymore, or I might care about that. Alright, so we'll push the builders this way. And with any luck, those will help me push out or in or whatever. Because the spore launchers have been doing that. They've been helping a lot. And with any luck, we can just casually shove the spore launchers into the enemies. Because that's kind of what's going on now. The spore launchers are getting us into the heart of the enemy. because doing that would actually change the battle entirely. That would actually change a lot. So if we can push in with the spore launchers and then take the defenders, and swarmers, that might work. Also might not work. It's getting close. Getting pretty close. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna work.
Oh, tower's still over there?
Okay. I think this is working. Yeah, okay. Do I delete some of these on the back end? So let's face it, the only ones that matter right now are these ones. The ones that put me right up in their face. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I think it is. I know I'm kind of flip-flopping here, but I'm just genuinely like, this should work, but there's always certain units that make me nervous. But I think this is good. I think this is good. The fact we have the spawner there now, the hive, means that anything I'm doing, it's just right here. Yeah, that's the end. We win. It's just mopping them up that's really the thing at this point. Yeah. That's pretty well the end. Alright. Just send the defenders down here, we'll send the swarmers there, and somewhere in the middle of all that, it'll be done. And that'll end the stream when that's done. I know, ran a couple minutes late. Surprise. Less bug casualties. Alright, that's gonna be the end of the stream tomorrow. If everything goes as planned, we'll be back with Baldur's Gate tomorrow. And probably me with more focus and less mute. I apologize for that, but thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time, I guess.